Board meeting to order. Would you please stand and join for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call, please.
Kittredge. Here. Maher.
Here.
McClafferty.
Here.
Shaughnessy.
Here.
Snagowski.
Here.
Stapleton.
Here.
All right. Next up, we have the consent agenda, which consists of the following. We have the approval of minutes for the August 8th Village Board meeting, as well as the August 15th Committee of Whole, and the August 22nd Village Board meeting as well. Need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have motion by trustee Shaughnessy, seconded by trustee Kittredge to approve the consent agenda. Do we have any questions or comments regarding the consent agenda by the trustees? Roll call, please.
Kittredge. Maher.
Yes.
McClafferty.
Yes.
Shaughnessy.
Yes.
Snagowski.
Yes.
Stapleton.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. Next up, we have the mayor's mention. To start with, our 2022 State of the Village Address is now available. It is loaded with information about all the great things going on around town and all the great things we have to look forward to. You can access it on YouTube, on our Village of Lamont channel. Scroll down the page and look for it on the title. It's also on our website's front page, news section at lamontil.us, as well as on our social media channels. It will be aired on our community TV, Comcast Channel 6, and UVerse Channel 99, so please check that out. A lot of good stuff going on. Up next, our last Lamont Legion's Cruise Nights is this Wednesday, and that's a bummer because that means the summer's coming to an end. But we've had a great season. The rain has cooperated. We've had some great car shows, and I want to give a very special thanks to the Heritage Corridor Business Alliance and the Lamont Park District for all their hard work with the events that they've held in our downtown throughout the summer. We just had our last soiree yesterday. It was an unusual one. We had it on a Sunday, but again, we want to thank them as well. It's quite the undertaking for both of these entities. And it certainly helps to make one of our towns the best there is in the area. So again, want to thank them, and I want to thank all our residents and visitors for coming out. I think it's safe to say we had some record-setting Wednesdays and Thursdays. Great to see everyone out, the kids, moms, dads, neighbors, and more importantly, visitors as well. So thanks again. Also coming up, we have the Keepataw Day Parade and Fun Fest, which will be held this coming Sunday, September 4th. The parade begins at 1 p.m. on Main Street and Lamont Streets, and we'll circle back towards Illinois Street as well as back onto Lamont Street. Again, it's always a nice short parade, but again, it's well attended, so make sure you check that out. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. Keepataw Fun Fest will immediately follow the parade in the Metro parking lot with kids' activities, food, beverages, and live music from 2 to 10 p.m. Also coming up the following weekend, the Lamont High School Education Foundation will host their annual Taste of Lamont on Saturday, September 10th in the Metro lot from 5 to 11 p.m. This family-friendly event features live music from Split Decision and Mike and Joe, and great food and beverages. Tickets are available. Their website is lhsef2022.bpt.me. You can also visit their events on their Facebook page. So please check that out. That's always their biggest fundraiser of the year, and always look forward to that as well. Also, our Lamont Environmental Advisory Committee will hold their fall household recycling event on Saturday, September 17th in the Metro lot from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Please refer to our website, community calendar, for further information at lamontil.us. And also, please sign up to receive our e-news blast through Stay Informed, located on the top right corner of our website. For current information from the village, also sign up and receive news from Lamont Downtown at lamontdowntown.com on the bottom of the front page. That's it for our mayor's mention. Next up, we have the clerk's report. Janet.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Ordinance O39-22, approving a special use permit, signed variations, and a preliminary plat of subdivision for 3 lots located at the northwest corner of Route 83 and Main Street in Lamont, Illinois.
Need a motion, please.
So move. Second.
All right, we have a motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee McClafferty. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Kittredge. Maher. Maher.
Yes.
McClafferty.
Yes.
Shaughnessy.
Yes.
Snagowski.
Yes.
Stapleton.
Yes.
All right, motion approved.
Next, we have ordinance O-40-22 of Lamont, Village of Lamont, Cook, Will, and DuPage Counties, Illinois, approving a redevelopment agreement for the Illinois Route 83 and Main Intersection Redevelopment Project in the Main and Archer Tax Increment Financing District.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved. Second.
All right, we have a motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Shaughnessy. George?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll kick it off, and then if any questions, we'll field them. We also have the developer here, Mike McKinnon, representing the developer. The Village and Bluestone single-tenant properties entered into an agreement 3 or 4 years ago now. Been doing a lot of hard work, which set the real estate prices for the village-owned property at 83 in Maine, about 16 acres. At that time, the purpose of that development, as we've been talking the last several years, has been for a fuel station, retail component, and also an industrial component to the site. For tonight and related to the agreements or the ordinances that were just approved, this is related to the fuel center, gas and wash, along with the retail portion of the site. Back about 3 or 4 years ago, also contemplated with the land prices was also an economic incentive agreement. There's still a significant amount of site development costs that are still needed to develop the site, no matter who develops, in terms of environmental remediation, site utilities, lift station, retaining walls, all the extraordinary costs associated with development. Early on, we discussed a package that would work for both sides. One thing we wanted to include was TIF increment only. Because the village owns the property, it's set at a 0 value. So once the development is built and it's on the tax rolls, all that monies can go to pay back obligations of the TIF and also to accommodate these extra costs. So we wanted to set a standard of max 50% on the TIF increment and a maximum of $2.5 million to cover those costs over the life of the TIF, which has about 20 years remaining. So we do have, another component important. There's going to be retail sales tax component to the development, along with gaming tax revenues and other revenues. That would be 100% to the village. This deal would only, accommodate the property tax increment related to the retail and the fuel center. So, any other questions I can handle? We do have Mike McKinnon as well. If you have any questions, Mr. Mayor.
Trustees?
I had a question about the note, the 4 3/4% interest on it. It's about 118. Right now, it's $118,000 a year interest on it. But for the first year or two, we might not be getting any increment to pay it off, and this is compound interest, so it'll be like 118,000 plus an extra, maybe another 118,000. In building up the principal, and then just wondering how we're going to handle that.
We were made aware of your question, talked with the developer before.
Oh.
It's the understanding that until there's increment, then it's not due and owing.
Okay.
So that, and if to ensure that we've agreed that any little minor tweaks and changes that need to be done, that if this is approved, it would be subject to any minor changes by the attorney.
Okay.
Trustees, anything else? Questions, comments? All right, roll call, please.
Kittredge.
Hey, sorry, John, can I just get a clarification?
Yep. Go ahead, Deb.
Did you say that we won't get charged interest until there is an increment?
So there's increment, right? And that's, and it, actually to clarify, Mr. McKinnon's here too, and he, for the record, I think he would also confirm that that's the agreement between both the developer and us, if you want that on the record. But when this is approved, and I think you were just about to begin roll, if we could ensure that the motion is subject to any minor language changes that need to be made to ensure trustee Stapleton's question is addressed.
Thank you.
Okay, so should we,
No, I think for the record, if,
Make a motion to amend Ron's motion to include any minor adjustments to make it so that the increment interest doesn't become due until such time as creating interest as worked out by the attorneys.
That's-
Second.
or any other minor,
any other minor changes,
Yep.
subject to attorney modifications, minor.
good. Got a motion by
Yeah,
trustee
make an amended
Snagowski,
motion.
seconded by trustee McClafferty. Any other comments or questions on this, trustees? Roll, or, yeah, Mike, why don't you,
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind coming up, Mike, they just had a couple questions on, well, I think that provision we've resolved, but just overall schedule and calendar and proposed calendar, if you can go through.
So, I was just telling Chris, it's subject to ComEd. So we're working through all the right-of-way issues. There's a couple transfers that need to happen on the real estate side, where the village needs to take title, then they're gonna transfer title. It's all coming down to ComEd right now, and how fast they can relocate the existing utilities that are going down the, kind of the abandoned road. So we're working on that. We've been working on that quite a bit the last week to see if we can get them going. Gas and Wash wants to build this fall. And if they can't build in earnest, we're gonna get as much work as we can done. Unfortunately, we're just looking, it goes right through the middle of the convenience store where the existing lines are. And then the retail building will be next year as well. So, Gas and Wash, subject to ComEd.
so Mike, I'm sorry, real quick, outside of the ComEd lines, I mean, you could work around that, correct? I mean, you don't just.
Yeah, we're looking at it, because unfortunately, it's like right down the middle of the convenience store. Because it's from the Forest Preserve entrance, and if you draw the line straight south, that's pretty much where the existing road is, and all the utilities, I think, are on the west side. Those lines need to be relocated. It's right in the middle of everything we're doing.
Okay.
So we're trying, is the
Now,
answer.
we have a ComEd rep, correct, George? I'm sure we've reached out to them. Have we not cornered them, but have they committed to a timeline for us or a work schedule, anything along those lines right now?
Yeah, so our representative changed departments, so we're in the process of getting changed to a different representative. Welcome to World of ComEd. So any assistance,
Yeah.
George, you can help. that'd be
Yeah,
great.
we can get our, Lisa Prati's our local government affairs rep, and we can get her
Now,
involved to be
these
part of the
lines are
meeting.
above ground? Okay.
So as fast as possible in the fuel center is the answer.
Just, you want to make sure, confirm our agreement, what we talked about.
Yeah, Mike, what you said
Yeah.
with the modifications, those
Yeah.
are acceptable to us.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions or comments for Mike, other trustees? All right, thanks, Mike. Okay, roll call, please.
Yes. Kittredge. Yes. Maher.
Yes.
McClafferty.
Yes.
Shaughnessy.
Yes.
Snagowski.
Yes.
Stapleton.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. Thanks, Janet. Next up, village attorney report. Mike, do you have anything for us?
I have nothing this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. George, administrator report.
Nothing in open session, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, do we have any board reports? Trustees, anything? All right, any staff reports? Jason, George?
Yep.
Darshana? All good? All right. All right, any new or unfinished business? George, anything?
Here comes
After,
next.
yep, after new business. Anything
All
under new
right,
business?
coming up, Jeanette, great timing. It's audience participation. George, you want to
Yeah,
take
no,
control
you know
of
the
this?
drill. Yeah, come on up to the podium if you can, state your name, and you'll have 3 minutes, but, all right, I won't start the clock until you get up to the podium, but, we received no other, comments prior to the meeting, so go ahead, Jeanette.
Okay, I would just like to comment on this development, because it is in a TIF district, and my understanding is, when you're in a TIF district, there will be no taxes going to the schools for 24 years. Is that still the rule, and is that what's going to happen in this case? Because I think that you're really putting a bigger tax on all of the people that live in the village when we don't get taxes for the schools. Is there anything that you can do that would help that? I think that, this is a very large development. It's going to bring in a whole lot of money. And I know that those taxes, instead of going to the school, will come back to the village, is my understanding. So I'm just wondering if anything is going to be done with regard to those school taxes for 24 years.
Thanks, Jeanette. Appreciate it. And again, I think we covered this quite a bit. So it's not 24 years, correct? It's 23 once the TIF starts, and there's significantly less than that. But again, just, I mean, the big concept here is that nothing's going to the schools right now. Whatever's going to the schools is going to continue to go to the schools. Any type of new development that comes in, such as this, is not going to create any new kids or enrollment, correct, Jason? And if new kids and enrollment do come in, they get their money for those kids. So bottom line is if a new, if there was development from a residential standpoint, they would get their taxes just like any other, non-TIF district. This is a TIF district that right now is creating minimal taxes, which means the schools are getting very much nothing right now. So whatever they're getting now, they're going to continue to get. This development will create real estate taxes because it's a gas station, a restaurant. Anything above and beyond what's there today is going to go to the village in the form of us being able to pay off our debt on this property, okay? And/or continue to improve the utilities. That money has to stay within that property. But from a school standpoint, there's no extra burden on any resident because there's no kids coming in. If there was kids coming in, they would get their money just like it was a regular development. So again, TIFs are somewhat misunderstood. We get many questions on TIFs, very similar to that. But Jason, I don't know if you have anything else to add to that. Well said. So,
No, the only thing I'll add is that annually, we are required to hold a joint review board, which includes the agency head from every taxing body that's included as part of the TIF, so both school districts, library, township, FWRD, Cook County, I think I missed a couple. Joliet Junior College, they're all invited to review the activities of the TIF, make comment, vote on all these activities, so they're aware as well through that process.
yeah, and just to reiterate, so before TIF is ever created, the schools are informed of this, and they do not dispute. If they dispute it, then we do not form the TIF. So again, we have this all in a public forum. All of the taxing entities are involved. They understand what's going on, so.
And all the tax increment money has to be spent in the TIF.
Yeah, in that,
Right. And first of all, the village will be paid back for all their costs for purchasing all that property.
Right, but we also have another development that's going in 5-story.
Hey, Jeanette, you're good. You already came up and spoke.
okay.
Yeah, no, and we appreciate it. I think we probably covered it.
yep, got it. All right, next up, we have executive session. Need a motion to move into executive session to cover the following, according to the Chapter 5 ILCS of the Open Meetings Act. We have real estate, purchase or lease, 120/2C5, We have real estate, setting the price for sale, 122C6. We have personnel, 120/2C1, employment and appointment. I need a motion, please.
So move.
I have a motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee Shaughnessy. Roll call, please.
Kittredge. Yes. Maher.
Yes.
McClafferty.
Yes.
Shaughnessy. Yes. Snagowski.
Yes.
Stapleton.
Yes.
Motion approved. This now ends the first, section of our open meeting tonight. Are we going to have any decisions, George?
There'll be no action after closed session. And there was previously, there was going to be a committee meeting tonight, but that has been canceled, so that's the last of the public.
So that's it for the public
Yep.
meetings? Okay, great. Okay. Again, want to thank everyone for coming out. Everyone have a great week, and we will now enter our closed section. Thank you.